2 words. Really loaded. Seriously, consent? That's like, that's like radical. That starts activist movements. Okay.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Radically.
You invited me.
I'm just saying.
Wow, she's really busting my boys today.
It's all right. I like it.
Tricia, do I have your consent to record?
Yes.
Excellent. So all members on the show, all members on the dais have given consent. We are going to move forward.
I didn't give consent.
Yeah, you gave consent by walking in the Wisconsin studio, sir. Damn. Wisconsin law is one-party consent.
As long as you got beer.
I have plenty.
All right, that works.
Okay. Let's get this.
I feel like when we're done, like we'll say, we consented to it, whatever it is that we did.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna keep that in the recording.
Yes, we are, and that should be in one of our new openings.
Yes, honestly, get on with it, and then followed by Nina.
Consent. Yeah, consent. Yes.
Isolate that. What minute mark? Got it. Okay, good.
You'll forget later.
All right, let's start this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, beautifuls and handsomes alike, welcome to Bad Habits Network. The episode title is called Resilience Mastery with Nina-Sherak. I am your host, Gary the Hammer. With us today is Robin Paulson and Trisha. There we go. And Trisha and Trisha B. And our lovely co-host today is going to be Nina-Sherak. And Rob.
Hi, kids.
Hey, I didn't know I had a responsible role here.
Yes, this.
I did not show up to be responsible.
Well, here on Bad Habits, responsibility is key.
It's in the eye of the beer holder.
It's in the eye of the beer holder, and use your bad habits responsibly. Use a damn glass.
Why? A straw is so much more fun.
It can be, but as long as it's a paper straw, because we gotta do this. The turtles.
Hey, I have straw guilt. I will confess. So I have straw confessions. I like straws. I use straws. I ask for straws. I feel really guilty, that somebody's going to discover me when I'm drinking a drink with a straw in my car. Seriously.
It's easier to drink with a straw in your car anyways. I mean, it's easier eyes on the road.
Well, I usually just roll up $1.
Wrong kind of straw, Gary. Wrong kind of straw, brother.
It's been a long time since that.
So, folks, you may be asking yourself, who is Nina? Well, Nina helps individuals and teams apply the science of positive psychology to better navigate the waves of life so they can thrive resiliently. I wonder if she has a mastery in this department. Nina's also a certified corporate resilience mastery trainer. Hey. Worksite wellness leader. Shut up, Rob. Licensed behavior change educator and a certified applied positive psychology practitioner. Now, as a resilience expert, Nina also leads corporate resilience mastery training and positive psychology programs both on-site and virtually to companies such as Gore, GSK, AstraZeneca, DuPont, Aramark, and M&T Bank. These programs help individuals and corporate cultures develop better agility, engagement, grit, and resilience to navigate the big three: uncertainty, conflict, and change. She's also a keynote speaker. She does a few things for Six Sigma Greenbelt. I went video game on that one. I'm so sorry. Sigma 6 is the Mega Man bad guys. As well as FSG, as well as she is certified well coach and resilience trainer certification with Mind Body University. Welcome, Nina.
Yes, certified.
Yes.
I'm a certified human. I have certification in adulting.
How does that work?
I am
one
still
star. Waiting.
One star. Would not recommend.
You give it a 1. I give it like a quarter.
You know what? It's actually not something you're awarded. It's something that you actually are forced to accept, and the day you're forced to accept it is the day you become a parent. So it's not an award. It's something that it's like,
It's a rewarding
You're it.
punishment.
you know exactly what I mean, right? Don't you?
I'm so happy with my little turd looking at the camera and saying, I'm a fucking stud at the age of fucking 4. I don't know. I'm so proud, but I'm so guilty, and I'm so proud. I'm still feeling guilty. I'm going to be resilient about my proud, though.
Very proud.
Because, honestly, it's instilling self-confidence.
It is.
While teaching him to curse like a sailor.
Yeah, well,
These things got brought up today at the coffee table, folks.
yes, but who better to really learn it than from your parents?
Oh,
I mean,
my goodness,
honestly,
yes.
I mean, because we can distill that. Okay, hey, you know what? When you get older,
Well,
using certain language at home is frowned upon, but can be okay in the right context.
Yes.
I had this conversation with E the other day. I said, you never use this language outside of home, ever, until you're like 30.
16.
I
Let's
know.
be real.
I know, but he laughed when I said 30. But it's that's the cool thing about being a parent. You can distill that in there.
Yeah, there's a lot of...
You guys are modeling for your kids, like letting frustrations go. That things aren't okay, and we blow our cool and
Yes.
we lose it. And honestly, I got to say that's really good role modeling. So I'm glad that you guys are doing it. You have my full support for swearing in front of your kids. So it's honestly, you're showing them here's a good way to blow off steam.
And I
yeah.
am personally, I am being resilient with it because a lot of factors in psychology and tests and studies and such show that I believe it's a high percentage of people who openly curse are more trustworthy and more honest with the outside world.
Yeah.
So
But
if I can
research says.
Well,
Research
yes.
says.
Yes, thank you.
Yes. I was just kind of going on back on your passive aggressive abilities and my lack of it.
Oh, you're talking about the incident that happened at work the other day?
Yes.
I feel bad.
I don't.
Let's analyze it, shall we?
Oh boy, here we go.
Yes, let's go. Okay,
Do it.
boys, one at a time. Let's hear both of your perspectives.
Well, I had a...
And then I'm gonna make you wear the sibling shirt afterwards.
Oh, golly. Oh, golly. The gentleman involved would probably kill me. He's
No,
going
the
to...
sibling underwear. The sibling underwear. That's what I'm gonna make.
That
you
would
wear.
be even more uncomfortable. That gentleman was older. More hair. Sorry. Rob, don't look at me like that.
I'm not. I'm looking at the microphone.
So there was a little bit of an incident where I didn't know a certain individual was computer illiterate to the nth degree, and when he presented it to me in this in a manner, I thought he was actually just BSing me. So I'm like, okay, I'll walk you through it, sir. So I went out and started walking him through it, and the gentleman was just giving me nothing but shade in this case, and I just kind of kept my patience. Well, as I was keeping my patience, I was also like, oh, okay, yeah, you're BSing me because you're doing that little trick where I don't know how to use the mouse. I don't know how to use the mouse. Okay, I was going full bore into it with the gentleman, saying, hey, using the right click on the mouse, the right trigger on the mouse, or the left trigger on the mouse, click on the next button. Well, where's the next button? I can't see it. It's on the screen, sir, bottom middle, under where it says type your name. And I was having to go and do that for, golly, what was it, about 30 to 45 minutes?
It was probably a solid 30 because I had to run an errand.
Yeah, and it got to the point where I was just helping the gentleman as best I can without not interjecting too much physically. And I guess when you say passive aggressive, it's my cop stance when I used to be a cop.
It's not the stance; it's the undertone that you use, and that's what sets that. So that's what escalates the situation.
Okay.
And somebody who is embarrassed as it is that they don't know how to use a computer and somebody's standing over them. You have the most, like I said the other day, you have the most amazing passive aggressive undertones and wording, and I can never do what you do with being passive aggressive because I'm too direct and like, what the hell's your problem? Why can't you figure this out? Blah blah blah. And that's just me.
Yeah, and I was doing my best to be polite with the gentleman and very clear and concise, but I guess I was being overly clear and concise, and I believe that's where you're saying my passive aggressiveness comes right on out.
Yeah, well, it's amazing. I mean, a lot of people have that passive aggressive style that, just that little
corporate ease.
Yeah,
I call it corporate ease.
And I don't have it. I never have. I never will. I will say exactly what I'm thinking. I mean, I'll dumb it down and not like completely purposefully hurt your feelings, but I'll say what I'm thinking. And you put it in an elegant, passive way.
And I envy you for that. I envy your open, honest, straight to the point stuff.
Yeah,
I envy that because in my book, that's freeing.
I can't even you know me, I can't sugarcoat anything either. I'm just like, okay.
Like you said to the one gentleman who was overtly large, I'm not going to sugarcoat it because your fat ass will eat that too. I could never say that to a person.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Prime example. That's the best example I had.
To be fair. I knew the person, so I wouldn't say that to a stranger. Only people I know.
So, Nina, what's your take? Uh-oh.
Did we lose everybody again?
Are we having issues again with the recording?
Nope.
Nina Okay, thank you. Minute marker time. Nina's talking, but nothing's coming out.
Oh, she just logged off.
Okay, 11:55 is what we're going to do that. Okay, we can hear you now.
Yeah, it's because something with headsets. Maybe not so great with... Hey, I was thinking, like, passive-aggressive sounds so... like something you have to be, taken to... You have to, like, admit to or apologize for. But if you cutify it and just say you're being snarky, then, you know what I mean? You don't have to, like, feel guilty or be kind of, be taken up to like really admit it. Do you know what I mean? So I just say beautify it.
Yeah.
Beautified ownership.
Yeah. Yep.
So snark it, and then it's kind of call it snarky as opposed to passive aggressive. I just think it's just a good way to kind of get around all that.
Now, so what type of communication is best though? Like, is it like something that's straight to the point, or a little bit more passive aggressive tone where you're trying to get a certain answer or convey a certain idea?
That sounds very serious. Conveying a certain idea.
Well, I mean, I guess maybe not an idea, but like a point of view or something, just because I have such a difficult time. Like I said, I'm way too direct for my own good, where if I have a thought in my head, if somebody's doing something in a certain way that they shouldn't be, I'm very direct, very to the point. And some people do take offense to it. Like, I don't swear at them or anything like that, but I'm very to the point and whatnot. But where some other people are able to, I don't know, I guess you can say sugarcoat it into a nicer tone, nicer element.
I think that's just tolerance for the annoyingness of the other humans. Some people have really high tolerance, and humans are extremely annoying. I mean, you know that. So I feel like it's just a tolerance thing, or it's just a kind of those people are able to sort of ignore it and just sort of play over it. But I think it's more kind of a tolerance thing to how annoying other humans are. I mean, it's true. They are, right?
Yeah. Yes, they are.
And I've seen Rob annoyed at specific humans quite a few times, and the reactions are very awesome.
Not really.
No, they're awesome. They're awesome with the power you friggin' put out there, sir.
Oh, it happens.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess what one could do, honestly, is when someone's being annoying, is sort of let it be kind of like Peanuts, Charlie Brown teacher talk like and just look for something to love. Like look like what could I love about this person? And I actually did this once. I had a boss who was just so horrific and just it was horrible. I couldn't wait to find another position, which I did eventually. But every time I had to go into his office to have a weekly status update, I would just sort of ignore half of what he was saying, but I would try to think of something positive, and then I write it in a book. It's sort of a law of attraction technique called having a book of positive aspects, a BOPA. And most of the time what I wrote is what a great way he matched his shirt with his socks. So, it worked for me. It kind of amused me, and it made me not get so annoyed with this person.
I'm actually going to start adapting that.
Yeah, I mean, that's actually a pretty good idea.
Hey, those shoes match your face. No,
the leather. The leather.
Sorry,
the leather.
not the leather. I knew you were going to piggyback off that. Shoot, that's out the window.
I don't know. But, if you think about it, like, we're all humans, and we're also flawed. And if somebody's horribly annoying to us, can you imagine how horribly annoying we are to somebody else?
Oh, totally.
Greatly.
Yeah, and that's kind of the drawback, like being able to reflect on how we react to certain situations and how our tone and what we say comes, how we're able to think about it after the fact. And it's like, shit, did I really act like that?
Yes.
It's embarrassing sometimes, but
Yes.
other times it's like, well, you know what? You're dumb, and I'm sorry. But,
And I do the opposite. I go radical acceptance. Yes, I did that. Let's try not to repeat it and move on.
No, I don't really do that because
I know.
Sometimes, it has to be repeated. And there's only a few people that I do that with. There really is.
Yeah.
Like coworkers, there's one coworker, but like my employees, I don't. There's different ways to go about their annoyingness and how they act. And, they're under a different amount of stress than I'm under. And so you always take that in effect.
Yeah.
But there's always those certain people that you can be like, you just opened a can of worms and you really don't want them all.
Right.
But
And speaking of can of worms,
My sister used to eat worms.
Me too.
Hi, Robin.
Robin has
I love
really
these things. We
Robin's
found
made
out
my
so much
sister-
about Robin through this stuff.
Robin has always reminded me of my sister, and see, even more.
Now, folks, you might be wondering why we invited Robin, myself invited Nina onto our format. Mainly because she's been helping Rob and myself through navigate waves of life with certain skills for resilience mastery as well. Rob, you've been in a few of her rooms.
I have.
Can of worms.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, that's the tagline for my business, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah, navigate the skills of life so you can thrive resiliently. That's the tagline for my business.
Oh wow! It's like I've been eating, breathing, and studying you all day.
Well,
I'm
my
teasing.
husband's in the other room, but
Wait
But
a minute, not like that.
I don't know. That sounded pretty darn romantic. I haven't heard anything that passionate in a long time. I may have to request that line.
All right, let me put Nina on the back order list for the clones of Hammer. What?
So Nina, I actually
Yes,
have
please.
a question for you actually on what you do and how, I guess, how individuals or groups, as you do groups also, are able to come out of your seminars and all that on a different level.
What Rob is trying to convey is he's very interested in taking some of your courses and trainings and workshops and being a part of this. Go ahead, Rob.
In a way, yes.
In a way, my butt.
I am. I am. I'm sorry. But my question is, like, what kind of state of mind does a person have to be in to be able to be successful with your programs? Like, I know some individuals, can be wishy-washy, kind of not so much of a positive thinker, but they try to be, and that type of stuff. Like, really, what's the state of mind and where this person needs to be successful at your programs?
Well, there's no measure of success. So, honestly, I think if you're a human and your eyes open and you can hear, then you're good. You're successful.
You're a perfect candidate for this.
Yeah, that it all works. But I think that I do hear the question underneath what you're saying. And I'm from New York, and like I just grew up with sarcasm. So it's just kind of, it's in my blood. But I think I know where you're going. And I'm going to guess that you're saying, like, what would be, I'm not sure, like if you're asking me, who would resilience training be helpful for, or what's the best way to go into it to get the most out of it?
Yes, to both, actually.
Well, any human who's interested in helping improve how they handle life, how they handle uncertainty and challenges and conflict. So that would work. Anybody who's feeling stuck. I always say a good sign that you need some resilient skills, that you need to apply them, is if you find yourself saying, I'm overwhelmed, or you feeling stuck. Those are really good signs that you could apply some resilience to get through something. So, it's pretty simple. Hopefully that answers your question. I mean, if you're just curious, some people take my courses because they want to teach it to other people. That also happens, which is okay. I mean, I'm cool. I'm cool with that. I do have an answer for the other part, but I'm going to pause because I would like, have a very respectful pause for any snarkiness that you would like to send in my direction.
She's ready for us, dude.
No snarkiness at all. And I ask, I guess, for myself, because I go, Gary and I have talked, and I believe we've said it over the air several times, where I'm very good at giving advice, but I'm very bad at practicing what I preach. So as far as like what you have to offer with the resilience and that positive,
are you more asking what are you expecting to learn now, or? Well,
I guess it's just like I'm
what's
asking
the syllabus?
I'm asking for myself, but others, because I know there's a lot of other people out there like me. Like, yeah, we can put our crap aside, what we're going through, and try to help somebody else, but we're very bad at taking our own advice and applying that. And
in my opinion, I to answer that one question you asked earlier, who would this be for? What would you need to be willing to do this course for? I feel you would have to actually be willing to exercise the definition of resilience. You would have to be willing to have the capacity to recover quickly from certain difficulties and certain toughnesses, the toughness of life, or maybe even willing to have the ability of substance or object to just spring back.
Yeah.
Because that's what resilience truly is.
Yeah.
Fall down 7, get up 8.
Yeah. And then you fall down 9.
When you're drinking with us, yes.
The resilience program that I teach is actually a program that I have a license to teach. It was actually created out of the University of Pennsylvania from their course on resilience created for the military. It's the very first course of its kind ever. It's like decades ago. The resilience training program I teach is really an outgrowth of that, just making it a little bit more consumer friendly and not military oriented. But when you think about it, people in the military really do have to be resilient. I mean, there's so many demands on them. We have demands every day, but they're more like annoying customers. But honestly, what I like to say is this, like to people, are you showing up in your life the way you want to? I mean, that's kind of the basic question. Am I showing up in my life the way I want to? Or is there room for improvement? Is there something, do I want more life satisfaction? Do I want more authenticity? Do I feel that I could be more aligned with my true wants? Do I feel like I could show up and be able to ask for what I want more clearly? Can I be able to set healthy boundaries? Can I communicate with other people and understand
my own emotions, and all of these things. Could I be more optimistic and have flexible thinking? All of these things, then a training like this is just a helpful way to get additional tools. Because, honestly, we're all resilient. I mean, if we're alive right this moment and breathing, we've survived everything up into this second. And we've done so with a hell of a lot of resilience. People are innately really, really resilient. But sometimes, we get stuck and we're in a funk and we have patterns because, as you guys just said, we're just so horribly lazy. I mean, we are very lazy. I am also extremely lazy. I really am. But we are lazy. Yeah. And, it's so crazy. You know why? So, why humans are actually lazy? It's just so goofy. Can I tell you what some of the research I have learned about laziness?
Please do.
Do you want to hear
share.
about laziness?
Yes.
Okay.
No, not at all. Why?
I really am. I'm really lazy. Like, actually today, can I tell you what I invented today? Actually, about 10 minutes ago.
Yes.
I like to invent things. I invented, how there's this thing called TaskRabbit, and you could hire somebody and just have them, go pick up, I don't know, something at the drugstore or buy you a pack of cigarettes or wait online for you. TaskRabbit, or help you clean out your garage. Well, I think there should be something called AfterRabbit. Honestly, I just made this up a few minutes ago. AfterRabbit is you could hire someone to come to your house and pick up after you. Close the cabinet where you got the plate.
I love this.
Put the dishes in the dishwasher.
So
Maybe
my mom.
take the clothes. Yeah. Well, kind of. Yeah, I guess, but without the the kind of the side look, right?
Somebody get in touch with Sony. No, I want a robot that does
actually,
this.
I think that side look actually makes people not lazy. You need to hire your mom to pick up after yourself as an adult, because that side look, nobody wants that look. That's like a death look. Like, boy, really?
Not your mom. That's why I went with somebody called Sony, please.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want something with a soul judging me for not closing a cupboard or putting a dish in it.
I would like AfterRabbit. I would like this AfterRabbit. I mean, also, I really was complaining about this earlier this week about making smoothies in the blender. Such a great idea.
Oy.
Thought it was such a great idea. The Vitamix people really sold me on that idea. I spent over $100 on this thing. It's just a little plastic container with a stupid rotating motor. I mean, seriously, why does it have to cost? I think it almost cost $200 Vitamix. So they bought me on this idea because I was walking by and they kept making all these little smoothies and sauces and soups, and I'm like, yeah, I'll try that. And they made it look so easy. And then they had a little stink there and they rinsed it out really quick. And it's just like, oh, okay, I could live with that. But honestly, this cleaning up the blender thing, you make the smoothie and then you got to run and take a call. So then this blender sits there and the juice gets all dried up and it's pulpy and it's just a mess. You can't rinse it out. And sorry, guys, I'm totally ranting.
No.
I'm agreeing completely because I just was kind of miffed about this morning after I made mine.
And I don't have any idea what the heck you guys are talking about.
It's a super blender. It's a super blender.
Better than Magic Chop or whatever the hell it's called?
It makes Slap Chop look like stupid.
Well, not Slap Chop. With that Magic Bullet.
Yeah,
that's whatever the hell it's called.
It's a super magic bullet. Really? It's a magic cannon.
No, it sounds interesting. It's just...
But the bottom doesn't come off.
Yeah, the cleanup. Yeah, the cleanup.
So
of it
the cleanup sucks. It is. You know how blenders used to have the bottom come off, easy clean, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Back to why people are lazy. Here's the.
Because people are lazy because we know. Okay,
it's
back to the Vitamix. Back to the Vitamix. Cleaning that thing is a chore.
It's easier to be half-assed at some things. I mean, listen, I look at my kitchen every day in the past 4 days. I'm like, shit, I really got to do all this. Okay, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, I'm showing you the Vitamix right now, Rob.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah,
Can I tell you guys about some of my other inventions?
Absolutely.
Please.
All right, and then I'll tell you about the biological reason we're lazy. Okay, I love inventors. I think inventors are the coolest people in the world because They're like mad as in like crazy, and they're curious and they're fun and playful. So I just love the whole world of inventors. And honestly, I could change if I ever decide to change my career. I'd either be an archaeologist, an astrophysicist, or an inventor, or maybe I am all those. Okay, here's some of my other inventions. I invented this one. Well, the after rabbit I invented today for like closing the kitchen cabinets and the fridge, and I'm looking at things I still left open. And okay, here's another one. It's called the drone phone carrier.
I like this already.
Because you put your phone in your pocket, in your hand. I mean, it's just a pain. Why not just have a drone that follows you around all day and your phone's right there next to your face, right? And
Actually,
you don't have to look for your phone.
That's kind of interesting. That actually is kind of interesting to think about. Yeah. It's almost like iRobot, but miniature.
Yeah. Reasons why I want to have like these silly little kids shows now that have Mitchell's versus the World or whatever it was.
Yeah.
I want one of these personal assistant robots for these reasons.
Yeah. Yes.
And now if I can have one that follows me around like a little friggin' Predator drone airplane, let's go.
Minus the bombs, please.
No, keep the bombs. You piss me off, go bomb him.
Or just bomb you if you do something stupid.
No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep a little lightning rod at the end of the nose. And if I do something stupid or right before I do something stupid, it's going to zap me on the back of the neck with like a little
Better
taser.
than a taser.
Like,
You know what? That actually aligns with this other thing I invented. I'm calling it Nutra Protection. So maybe you can help me invent it. And what it is that you sign up for like a month, and you say, I want to be, I want this nutritional protection, and I don't want to eat any sugar, or whatever it is, I want to stick to these things. And it like zaps you and removes those things from you. It won't let you eat them, right? So it's like a forced discipline.
I need my whole house to shame me. If that's
Me too.
If we're going this route, it's gonna be like Alexa programmed to shame me.
I might as well just wear a shock collar every time I go to reach for a beer.
Here we go. Better yet.
That's it. You're right.
We'll put a shock collar on Rob, and Nina's gonna fly a surveillance drone around your head for 24 hours and zap the crap out of you every time you are about to do something stupid.
That's my life. Why?
Now you guys know about my other invention. I think it's a gender neutralizer. It's that there's a monthly observance called Man Bra Day.
Yes.
Men have to wear bras. So you already heard me share about this the other day. I just think it's just going to create a lot of gender kind of equalization, and it's just it's
and
going to make us all
new
feel
concept
better.
brought to me.
Please explain. I did not hear that the other day.
And nor did a few of our
well,
listeners.
I think one day a month, men have to wear bras. They have to, like with lots of wire and little tabs and itchy tags and little things that have to hook and things that get twisted, and it's tight and uncomfortable, and it's got to show, and you got to wear it for a day. Just one day a month. That's all.
No, and actually that's not a bad idea. However, from a guy's point of view,
comma, space,
dot. But from my point of view as being a man, I've always said to whoever I'm dating, really, is my girlfriend or whatever come home from work, first thing they want to do is take their bra off, and I go, I don't know what it's like to wear a bra with the underwear or anything like that, but I can relate to the feeling of taking your bra off. I said, because as soon as I get home, pants and underwear off, and then I'm just wearing gym shorts, no underwear on, just to let them dry, air out, and just let them hang, if you will. And I kind of take that the same way as how women might feel. I mean, obviously, I see women.
We let the boys air out; they let the girls air out.
Yeah, but I see a lot of women like itch underneath and all that. We don't have that issue, but or some women, they're itchy.
Hey, I'm changing this. You have an alternative. Okay, I'm going to give you guys an alternative. If you don't want to wear the bra, you have to wear a testicle support an underwire testicle support.
Okay, I got to put wires in my man thong.
Yeah,
Got
I'm
it.
totally up for the bra. Totally, just to see
Oh,
what
I'm
it's
totally
like.
no. I'm going to go for the other route.
that too,
I want to do the. I want to support the package.
Yes,
Because I'm getting older, and at the age of 40, the man bag starts to sag. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I stop you?
You want testicle support. What do we
Yes.
call this thing?
We're gonna
A
call.
tra?
We're gonna call it
A tra. We'll call it a tra.
a tra.
Yeah,
A testicle
tra.
bra.
but
A tra.
I totally,
Support for the boys.
yeah, what
I
women
like inventing with you guys.
support for the
Let's
boys.
patent this. A tra.
Get a tra. It's support for the boys.
But no, I mean honestly, Nina, you do bring up a very good point with women and the bras. I can't imagine like the back pain, how the straps on the shoulders dig in or anything. That uncomfortableness. No matter how long you wear one,
I
just
can
don't know if you
relate with some of the military gear I had to wear.
Well, yeah, your web belt and everything,
load-bearing equipment gear.
100%.
Yeah, I can
But it's
understand
different.
that. It's
still-
a lot
it's
different because
different.
these things are still connected to you at the end of the night.
Yes. I've always been very amazed by the female body and what women can actually tolerate. And then they got to tolerate our dumbasses at the end of the day too.
Okay, I just got an anonymous feedback for the traw.
Draw
How about the balling?
the balling. Yeah, it's almost sometimes it makes me bawl. Yeah.
The ball sling?
Yeah. Makes sense.
I don't know.
It would work.
Traw.
It's not as cute as tra.
It's not.
No. And
But
honestly,
it's okay. We'll take it.
I like it, but I'm still going to stick with traw mainly because of the ease of the rolling off the tongue.
Yeah.
And
yes.
it's technically 3 to 4 letters depending on how we want to do it.
Yeah.
The traw's-ear.
Now, am I answering all the important questions you brought me on the podcast to speak about? Just want to make sure.
We went from resilience
Bring in what you
mastery to
wanted.
support the boys
But it's all about
and air out the girls.
it's all
We're going to hell.
well, it's
It's a fun trip, though.
sometimes. Yes, you are answering the questions, and I just find what you do very interesting, regardless. With the resilience and the imposter syndrome training and how to overcome that, and the things that you are able to, I guess, lack for a better term, is teach really and educate individuals on how to overcome these things is something that's very incredible.
Mm-hmm.
And the tools that are provided are life-changing.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
If you're able to actually take a step back and reflect on how you may react to things or how you see yourself, and if you want to change that and you're able to understand who you are,
Yes.
then
Well, I mean, look at some of the testimonials on our website.
I know that's what I was kind of going off of. It's just
You got
incredible.
Maria saying Nina's a skilled facilitator who champions growth and brings results. Each resilience mastery program has been at capacity with a waiting list. This is a fantastic program that brings great value to the workplace. So, a lot of good positive feedback on this, and we got Nina's a positive source of strength. Her work guides people to discover fresh new insights and encourages people to reach beyond their own self-improvised limitations to achieve goals that truly seemed out of the way from not too long ago. And guys, if you really want to go check all this out, resilience-mastery.com. It's going to be shared in the link on the description of the YouTube and on the Spreaker and whatever else format we can get on, working on a few other formats again. But yeah, again, that website is resilience-mastery.com. And she offers a whole bevy. She has resilience pop-up events, assertive mastery, and imposter syndrome solution, which is the one I'm very interested in because that is what a lot of us deal with is imposter syndrome.
And nobody, and the first time that I was told that I have imposter syndrome was from my old operations manager 2 years ago, and it's like he's describing it, and I was like, "Holy crap!"
Okay, what is that? What was he describing?
Just where you try you're trying to figure out if you actually belong in this position. Like, you question everything you do. You're just not assertive enough with what you're doing, and it's just like, oh.
So do you feel like a fraud sometimes?
Always. I feel a fraud at life. Are you kidding me?
Are you tied up in perfectionism?
Hi, have we met?
Confidence not your strong point?
No, I exude. I
You exude.
I do. I because it's what's the word I'm looking for here?
Exuberate?
Well, no, I exuberate my confidence. I really push it
Project?
out, project it out to kind of hide that imposter syndrome.
Or do you feel overwhelmed much?
At work, no.
Okay.
I thrive with that overwhelming, and I really push through it. But as far as the confidence, lacking the confidence, no, I don't lack confidence. I really push my confidence out to make it seem like I belong where I'm at, in the position I'm at. And I know others that do that too. There's several other people I work with that do that, not including you, but others.
No, you can include me on that.
Well, yeah, not including you, but including you.
Yeah.
These other people, I don't think they understand the imposter syndrome, and I have nowhere mastered that or even want to bring it up to anybody, because, well, honestly, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about completely with it. I know the feeling, and now that I understand it, you can work on it, but it's always a work in progress.
I'm curious about what you said. Well, first of all, let me tell you about why I'm doing that class. May I?
Absolutely.
Okay. This entire year, people have been really throwing around this buzzword, imposter syndrome. So here, my motivation is that it annoys me.
Here's the solution. Now stop it.
Yeah, well, because it's not a syndrome. It's, in deference to actual medical conditions, this is not a syndrome, right? Like a medical condition. It's really a complex. Everyone should stop calling it a syndrome. So that's really why I'm one of the reasons that I'm drawn to it. The other one is that I also get annoyed when people just talk about the problem all the time and really want to get to, like, here's the problem, and here's why I have the problem, and here's the source of the problem, and here's what triggers the problem, here's what happened in my childhood, why I have this problem, and I just have this problem. It's just like, isn't that draining? It really is.
It is.
So it's just hard. It's just like, it's a drag, but it's also like they're dragging down, and they're dragging you down, and we can do so much better in life. So I also am intrigued by confidence. I actually said 2 years ago, I'm going to give myself a bit of a challenge this year, a bit of a mission. I want to figure out, what is confidence? What is confidence? I've always felt like I'm a soft-spoken person. I'm a bit of a mouse. I am not likely to speak my mind or ask for what I want. And I'm also had a hard time accepting compliments, definitely driven by perfectionism. If you have ever done any planning event with me, I'm like practicing planning, have everything down to the time. I just tied up in perfectionism so much that it leads me to procrastinate. So I could really relate to all this stuff, and I wanted to have more confidence, and I really wasn't sure, how does that happen? Where does one get confidence? Like, where does it come from? And understanding about this whole imposter syndrome thing, complex, all the thoughts and behaviors with it are just so much like anxiety, so much like low self-worth, so much like just this inability to celebrate ourselves. And honestly, that's just like a learned skill. Like, it's just a learned skill that we can practice, and we can culturize that in our environment. So Robin's like a really good example of that. She will speak very boldly and assuredly about things that she's proud of about herself, or things that she's accomplished. It's a skill that she has trained herself to do, that we can all train ourselves to do a lot more. And think about, like, if I give you guys a compliment, say, Rob, it's just been a pleasure meeting you and getting to know you. Always an honor to have you in my Resilient Reboot rooms on Wednesday. And Gary, I just love how you warmed up to me when we first met on Clubhouse, and you were willing to share all of yourself and your quirkiness and craziness. And I've just really enjoyed you guys. So compliments. How do you receive them? How do we receive a compliment? Nobody teaches us that. We get taught this like insane paradigm that we're not supposed to be proud of ourselves. We're not supposed to feel glorious or accomplished in any way. So, and that doesn't serve us. And lo and behold, we end up with low self-worth, don't have much confidence. And when we accomplish something, we can't even enjoy the success. And that's like the worst part of this imposter syndrome garbage, is that people set goals, reach them, and they don't even enjoy the journey to the goal or when they accomplish the goal. And that's when it's like, this is not a life worth living. So I don't know if you guys can relate to any of that with imposter syndrome.
Oh, absolutely.
And also, yeah, and tell me about, I want to hear a little bit about your ability to feel confident, and where does that come from? And was that modeled for you?
It was not modeled for me, nor was it really instilled. Like you, Rob, I damn near anything I tried to, in front of my parents, they would sit there and just, you could do this better, you could do that better. I mean, it was how they were trying to encourage me to do better, but I never really received any outstanding confidence or anything to bolster my confidence in their feedback. Like when I would sing in front of a crowd or I'd do a solo, they would be like, well, you missed this note. Next time do it this way. Or next time do it that way. Well, gee, thanks, Mom. So I actually developed my own technique where I had to look in the mirror every morning and do a little bit of a affirmation, so to speak. So if I just wipe the mirror off with all the steam and I just look, hey, look at that guy. That guy is the shit. That guy will always be the shit. There will be many people who are also the shit, but he is the shit. And that's one of my I had to do that self-positive affirmation to myself. Well, that's a bit redundant, isn't it? Yeah, I just did it again.
I'm picking up what you're throwing.
Yeah,
down.
it's redundancy aside. It's how I instill my own self-confidence.
Yeah.
And then I've learned to also project that self-confidence. It's very difficult to do. But once you learn it, it comes second nature.
I applaud you for that. Why do we hide the whole process of self-love like it's a secret thing we're not supposed to be doing?
Because we're taught to stay humble.
It's not even just humble. It's sometimes you just it's easier to not give yourself the self-love as it is to give somebody else that love. But
yes, it's easier to project the love onto somebody else than it is yourself.
Yeah, it's that shortcoming.
Much like taking your own advice.
Well, exactly. It's it's just feeling that shortcoming of, okay, yeah, I love myself to a degree, but it's like, but being able to project that love, I know a lot of times it can come out half-assed, as you will, because you don't have that self-love in yourself. So being able to fully love somebody else is kind of garbage. I understand that. But still, there's no way for me. I haven't learned how to actually give that self-love to myself. Like being like, you're a good guy, you're decent, you're able to do this, and this. I can't do that.
Write
I can't
it down. Rule 5 that shit. Write it down.
Wait. Tell me.
Sorry.
Wait, yeah, I'm not going to let you move past this moment. So tell me something that you feel good about yourself. And
hockey.
Why?
Yeah, hockey.
Yeah.
Hockey is the only thing, and my youngest. Those are the only things that I feel good about myself with. It's
Why? So here's the secret. It's the savoring. Tell me why.
because it makes me feel alive.
Why?
Those are because they're two things that I feel like I'm good at.
Dare I say, because of all the time you put into developing that skill and learning that skill frees your soul on the ice.
Well, for sure, and what even freed it even more, and I'm kind of glad we had this conversation. But yesterday, really happy that we're having this conversation. Yesterday, my father and I took my son out fishing for a couple hours, and it was a really great time. My dad and I we have a really good relationship now. Growing up, did not. But now it's like I can come. He's like one of my best friends, where I can come talk to him. And he doesn't judge me. But he laid it out online. He's like, I think you're really making a dumb decision moving to Florida. He's like, I understand why you are. He's like, and I applaud you for it. He's like, I just don't think it's the right decision for you right now. But he's like, you're gonna do what you're gonna do. You're an adult, and I envy you making that decision. And I'm sitting there looking at him. We're standing in the boat, and I was like, you envy my decision. He's like, I've tried to and wanted to move back west, back home, for 20 plus years, and I never have. And now he's like, I can retire, but I can't because I'm in so much debt, blah, blah, blah. And I looked at him. I go, Dad, I said, the one thing that I've learned, and I said, unfortunately, you never taught me, Mom never taught me either, was to stop asking yourself, what if, and just live. Make those decisions. Do those things that are going to be uncomfortable. Because I go, Dad, I said, I want to be your age and be like, well, what if I would have done this? What if I would have done that? I said, I'm 41 years old. I don't want to be 70 years old and be like, what if I didn't do that? Or what if I would have done that? Would I have been happier in Florida? Would I have been happier wherever the hell it was? And he kind of stopped and looked at me, and he's like, where the hell did you come from?
Who is this guy, and what has he done with my Robert?
But the one thing that I really took away from it is, because we were on a very healing conversation between him and I, and we've had many of these, but this one was, I asked him if he remembered going. He's always at all my hockey games, all my practices, growing up, even through high school. Somehow he was able to manage to get out early enough to come to every high school practice and every single hockey game, and he was able to finally, 20 years after the fact, come to another one of my adult games. And I never forgot, and I told him, I said, did you remember coming to this game? He goes, yeah, I do. I said, you remember what you said to me on the way to the bar after the game? He's like, well, not really. I said, you asked me, why didn't I do that instead of that? And I go, Dad, I said, you've always questioned my ability of what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And he stops, and he looks at me, and he's like, I didn't think about that. He's like, I've never thought about, I question your abilities of playing hockey or being a father. And he's like, I've always questioned that. He's like, maybe because I don't want you to make the same mistakes I've made in the same aspects of my life. And I said, that makes sense. So let me make the mistakes. Let me learn
the hard way
from doing the things that I thought were right. And I said, if they're wrong, all I need is for you to be there to listen to me and help me make it right again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where our relationship went from A to B. And it's like, holy shit, And so him and I having that conversation is amazing. And yesterday, and him actually looking at me and saying, "Wow, where'd you come from?" It kind of helped me. It was just cool, And I think I finally talked him into retiring and following what he wants to do.
Okay.
You know what's beautiful about that communication is that you actually listen to each other. You saw, and you know what? You also saw like the underlying kind of needs, fears. The impetus, the drives.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, you saw that when he says that stuff to you, that kind of that sounds really critical. He's just talking to himself.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. But you were able to step back and see that. So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
And in other words, like you let go of taking it personally and just said, here's just this other human doing their thing. Something is driving them, and it's not necessarily me. Maybe it has nothing to do with me. So that's deep, and that's deep compassion. Anyway. I'm back. This is deep compassion. Deep compassion.
It is, and I'm really thankful for my father. Like I said, him and I never had a really good relationship growing up. It was always, my mom always said, she's like, if we were wild animals, she's like, I'm afraid your dad would have eaten you. It just really weird. I understood what she was saying because he was very over the top, very
passionate about your child rearing.
Very passionate, very strong, very hard-headed, very
resilient.
Yeah,
Oh.
I wouldn't say like I don't know what the hell I was going to say with that. Actually,
like a pit bull?
When you said, yeah, in a way.
Sounds like grit.
Yeah,
true grit.
But our relationship over the years has really changed. The dynamic is awesome.
Because he's starting to see, in my opinion, he's starting to see you for who you are instead of his child.
When I separated from the Air Force is when the relationship really started to change. I think he saw me as not an equal per se, but like somebody that understood what life meant and where it can take you. And now it's like, ever since, and it's been, it'll be 20 years. It'll be 20 years I've been out.
Oh, wow.
In 2004.
Oh, wow.
2024 anyways.
Yeah.
But it's just, the relationship has changed over those years. And and I'm so thankful for it because he's just been there as a friend. He'll give that little, not critical advice. Crucial, but also be kind of critical on it too. Like, why are you doing that? Really, have you asked yourself why you doing that? And I get those questions and looks more times than not, but it's deserving. Coming from a father and being a father and looking at my son and be like, okay, why are you doing this?
Well, you've seen me do that with my daughter.
Well, yeah, and I, it's I don't know if it's the way we were raised or if it's just the understanding of being not better than what we were taught, but just being different and trying something a little different.
Breaking a cycle, so to speak?
Yeah, I guess so.
Well, I do it more comically with my daughter because I've done some really stupid things in my life with my body and stuff, and I'll watch her do some of the same things, and I'll let it play through, and I go, I think I know what the answer is going to be, but I want to hear it from you. What was going on in your mind when this was an idea?
I don't do those things. I just wait for the aftermath and go, well, did it hurt? Yeah.
Are you going to do it again?
No.
You know what I love? I wanted to say I love what you were sharing about your father and the reflections, because I could see that you were being very reflective and building some insights there. I've often thought that one of the roles that we all have is, as we grow up, or when we, as part of being in life, is to forgive our parents, and that is our work. That is part of our work. What do you think of that?
I think you're spot on, and that's another aspect I get to touch on when I move to Florida, because I will be living with my mom for about 8 to 9 months until our duplex is ready.
Well, remember her house socks are going to match her muumuu.
Ew.
Just saying, she's retired.
Yes. But no, and that's something, I believe you hit the nail right on the head, Nina, is kind of in a way like, now I'm stuck on living with my mom again. Shit.
Well, can I offer you something? Actually, if I could hand it to you, I would. It's a card that I have, and one of the things when I teach resilience, I give people this card. It's a model of personal mastery of anything in life. Can I share this with you? It's
Please.
Pretty simple. Okay. The first part is it starts with awareness, and you've just demonstrated this in talking about your relationship with your father, and even your relationship with your confidence of yourself. So it always starts with awareness, either awareness of self, or awareness of the other, or awareness of the situation. How am I showing up in the situation? How is the other person showing up? Or, what does this situation ask of me? What are the possibilities? Awareness is the most astute when we embrace curiosity. So the first is awareness. Then from mastery of anything comes compassion. So it's not just from awareness to action, but it's that middle step of compassion. And that's honestly, like, you can't have self-love. You can't have confidence without compassion. If we're not able to embrace our human frailty, our human messiness, we're never going to get to confidence. If we don't embrace it, we don't extend compassion to ourselves, we're never going to get to self-love and self-worth, because you can, put little pretty affirmation stickers all over your face. You can look in your mirror every day and say, I love you, you're beautiful. If you haven't done that compassion part and just considered compassion, for yourself, that's like really at the base of all love. All ingredients of love is compassion. So self-awareness, self-compassion, and then next would be self-care and action. And you could take that model for anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be about self. It could be how we interplay with other people or how we manage situations, awareness, compassion, and then care and action. So I just wanted to give that to you. It's definitely part of when I do teach resilience. But honestly, when I teach anything, I just think this model is very helpful. A lot of people skip that compassion part, and we don't get anywhere to growth without that part.
I think a lot of people have difficulty having compassion for themselves. Right.
Agreed.
And I think that's the most difficult part, is to learn how to have compassion for yourself, whether it's a compassion for the mistakes you've made, the things that you've done in your life, or just the compassion being like, it's okay.
We get to that. Yeah, we get to that by our explanatory style, like just from psychological constructs. You get to compassion by your explanatory style about who you are, what you've done, what you've said, how you explain it, and giving yourself permission to be human, to have the full range of human emotions and quirks, and just to embrace with vulnerability that our humanness. I mean, we just can't get there. You can't get to love of self. You can't get to love in relationships with others without vulnerability. It's just can't get stopped. You can't pass go without it. You do not get to intimacy without vulnerability. You don't get to intimacy of self and self-compassion and self-love without vulnerability, and the same with interactions with others. And you really demonstrated that when you shared about your conversation with your dad, Rob.
Yeah, I'm able to do it in spurts.
Let's be frank.
Well, I'm Rob, not Frank.
Okay. I'll be Henry then.
Please don't. Nina, I'll never forget. I know you asked me that question probably about a month ago. Am I able to be vulnerable, or when was the last time I was vulnerable? I don't remember exactly the question, but I know I had vulnerability in it, and I'm like, I don't. I have it in very small spurts, and I do with my closest people, but even then it's very limited, because I don't want to risk
showing a kink in your armor.
Not just that, I don't want to risk being torn down.
Yep.
So it's like, okay, like my dad and I can have that, and I can feel very safe with him, and knowing that he doesn't judge me, he won't say anything that's not true. But I'm quickly to pull it back. I quickly pull it back and say, nope, okay, that was all the sharing. So being vulnerable is very difficult, and I know several people are the same way, that will share a little bit and then pull it back and say, okay,
of course. Yeah, of course. I mean, it takes time. It's something new. It's something different. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But it's the cost we pay. It's the price we pay for intimacy. It's like you just don't get intimacy without vulnerability. So, yeah. And we practice it over time. And when you get that self-worth there, then you're not so tied up in other people's acceptance and approval. And it helps with the vulnerability thing. You see, it all ties together.
It sure does. Almost in a tiny little pretty bow.
I think that's where Nina comes in and puts that bow on. She'll put the bow on.
Yeah, she should put the bow on.
Yeah. She knows how to.
I do like bows. Thank you.
And now it goes back to the tri-bra and a bow on it.
The tra and a bow.
The trazier with a bow on it.
I
want a trazier with a nice frilly little bow in the middle of it. Like right there, dead center where the boys connect.
Ouch.
Not connect. Not the under part of the boys, but like the front part of the boys, where you know how the boys look when they're kind of together and just sitting there next to each other.
I don't need.
Am I the only one who took a mirror to my boys?
No, I have. I mean, I can lift them up. Oh, how'd you get the beans above the Frank? That's me. Okay. So.
No, sir. That technique's called the sailboat. Google that one, folks, on Urban Dictionary, okay? The sailboat.
I wouldn't.
Oh, boy.
But the traw.
The trazier. The traw.
All I can picture is what's his name that played in Transformers wearing the jockstrap, and that's it. That style.
Oh my goodness!
That's all I visualize now. Like now, I'm trying to figure out how that would work with like an old school jockstrap.
I would just stick with the mankini.
Yeah.
Or the man thong, or whatever you want to call it. Very comfortable. Thank you for introducing
They
them.
are very comfortable.
Thank you for introducing the concept to me. I'm still a fan of them.
I've seen pictures.
Yes, so hasn't the entire internet. Good luck finding them, folks.
Oh, God.
Subscribe to Hammer's OnlyFans.
Please, no. I think we just got off the rails.
Again, yes, that's what these shows tend to do. They get off the rails. But yeah, back to the trouser. I still want that frilly little bowl and some lace on the outside of manly lace. Maybe
leather.
Make it manly. Make it leather. There we go.
Leather. Ouch.
Yeah, that won't
Sounds very sweaty.
be.
Really
I was gonna say that won't be uncomfortable on a hot August day. We're gonna have to get a trouser deodorizer or whatever you want to call that.
There's multiple things that can come out of this.
We could. Oh, Nina's got a great idea.
Dr. Squatch, you ain't got nothing on us.
And the show has reached a new low.
All right, Henry, go home.
I mean, it's hanging low now.
Well, it is quite warm.
It's kind of cool in the basement.
Puts the lotion on its trouser or gets the hose
What
again.
are we bumping into, guys?
Oh, and I don't know. What are we bumping into?
Proverbial wall.
Hello, can we go? Hello,
Hello,
can we
you go? Hello, can you go? It's the new.
go? You keep
the new
slinging it
limo.
at me. You
Well-
keep slinging it at me.
Well, I can't help it. You're hot. There.
You said it.
I said
You
it.
said it.
Everybody's hot.
Oh
We're
my
just all
God.
hot.
This just in. Somebody has a name for my trouser. Hammer's Unicorn Sling.
Ooh, nice, nice.
It's going to be Dayglow and Rainbow and fabulous. I don't care.
I don't either. I'm just
Sparkles.
Sparkles,
Sparkles. Yep.
Now,
Can't
sparkled as in bedazzled sparkles, or just
yes. No. I'm talking sequins. I'm talking full on West Alice, the pianist player. What was his name? West Alice. Liberace. I'm talking full on Liberace undercarriage trouser.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like Elton John for a second.
No, close enough.
Close
really,
enough, yes.
really. I mean, a man so well. No, Elton John didn't do this. Liberace was the man so vain he made his lover take plastic surgery to look like him.
Yes.
Rainbow faux fur. I love this. That's for the winter months. It's the new winter collection from Hammer's Unicorn Trousers. Oh, no. Well, back to resilience mastery. I'm very resilient on these trousers ideas.
Yes, you are, but it's not a bad thing. You just got to come up with the design.
Oh, that's easy.
Do share.
Oh, I will not share because I want to patent this.
I'm pretty sure a transier is a French word. I think it means something related to transportation.
Yes, I was going on the brasier, the concept of calling it a trouser. But yeah, I'm going to look that up. I'm going to have to Google that stuff.
And the really good thing is it's going to help the ball sack move more freely and calmly through the world. So it is like...
Robin just put a great spin on it.
And it would be nice if they're not so sweaty, right? Like breasts aren't that sweaty.
That's why I just
Like what the hell?
Micromodal fibers.
Ball bomb.
They
Yes,
do make something like that.
I use it.
I forget what the hell. Monkey.
Well, there's monkey butt, but
Monkey butt.
I use Fresh Balls. Literally, it's the name of the brand. It's Fresh Balls, and there's also Fresh Boobs.
That's amazing.
I would do like honey dust so that your ball sack would taste like that.
Wow, we just got a gagger on Hammer. Oh, beer almost came out my nose.
I saw it. honey.
Well, honey, I know that's a great concept.
Guys, I found a
ma'am.
picture of a testicle bra. It's
Uh-oh.
lace on Reddit. Yes, there
I
is
want-
such a thing.
How much is Nina? Real quick, how much is it? Because I'm buying.
Testicle bra? It's on Reddit. I don't know.
Oh, damn it!
All right, I'm on
Yeah.
Reddit. I'm gonna check this out.
Can you check it out? Yeah.
I was gonna
Oh,
say
yeah.
we'll take this time out for a quick break and acknowledge our sponsors in post. I'll put this in. What time we got here? It is 1:09:53.
Have we done anything for the sponsors yet?
No, I'm gonna put it in post
Oh, okay.
at 1:09:53. I gotta edit this part out for time.
Gotcha.
That's what I like. I like recording these now. I like recording these. I'm starting to hate going live again on our shows.
Yes.
So I'm sitting here. I want to celebrate Nina. I know she's got scholarships to get out there, like information and stuff. It's just now we're just doing this Trazier stuff because she's searching too.
October 5th is one of her things.
I think that's the Imposter Complex one on Zoom. It's a Zoom. Let me pull this up.
Yeah, it is the Zoom. October 5th, Imposter Syndrome, and October 19th is Assertiveness and Healthy Boundaries, which is a very different class. But it's going to be something. We've done on Clubhouse some of the activities in that class. It's been pretty interesting.
Now I have been in the audience for some of these, and I did participate in the activities. There were a few where I found out I was like an obliger, and then we did our ENFJ profile, or not ENFJ profiles. What is the name of that test? Where you take the personality Myers-Briggs test.
Yes.
Myers-Briggs.
Yeah, and Nina's really in the last 4 months that 3 months that I've I will put it on her. She befriended me. This is we met in Heart Talks. They pulled me on stage. They adopted me. I'm their problem now. And it's been a very educational experience where I've actually got to, and thank you so much. I'm going to give credit where credit's due to Nina on certain things. She helped me with my New Paths motivational speaker tagline, so to speak, as well as a few other things where, like I said, I didn't realize that I was an obliger. Where I was, hey, I'll oblige you with that one kind of thing. But another thing I'm learning how to do in that concept of being an obliger, I'm learning also how to be more of a self-obliger, which is very difficult. Where it's almost looking like I'm selfish to certain degrees, because I'm a very giving person, and I'm a very you want this? I'll oblige.
You are. Now, you said a self-obliger.
I want this. I'm obliging myself.
Okay. How so?
In regards to doing shows on Monday.
Okay.
In regards to, I want to be this person daily. I will oblige how to be this person daily.
Okay, so now another question is,
Yes, sir.
are you taking, Monday afternoon shows, is this quote-unquote your time?
It's a shared time because I enjoy the sharing.
Yes, with somebody that you can share it with and along with whoever you're interviewing, talking to, whatever. But I'm talking about as a self-obliger kind of falls into my wheelhouse as somebody who takes time for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there's that as well.
So how do you do that?
I am catering to my bad habits more.
Okay.
I've recently picked up a different bad habit, and I'm starting to enjoy that one to its full capacity again.
Okay.
The pipe smoking.
Yep. How else are you?
But I'm also exercising my bad habits responsibly. I'm making sure they're bad habits and not addictions. There's a whole bevy of wheelhouses we can go into. With
tobacco, whatever.
Yes,
That's
sir.
That's neither here nor there. I guess my whole questioning on this is like, how are you obliging your time? How are you taking time for yourself?
Are you trying to call me out on being a workaholic right now, sir?
Not a workaholic. No, not at all a workaholic. But and the one thing that I really envy about you is the fact that you can be a family man 24/7. That's something that I envy very much. But I never see you take time for yourself.
Yes, you do.
Besides smoking,
no,
tobacco, or doing stuff like this, or on occasion maybe going out for a drink here and there, it's like,
dude, being a family man is what I love most.
Yes,
and I do that for myself.
Yeah,
I wanted this.
There you go. That's the question.
Okay,
you just answered.
24/7, I am a family man.
Yeah, and I envy that 100%. But like sometimes you just need that time to
take a break from that too.
Come down. Yes. Come down from it and just meh. Everybody needs that little bit of
self-love, self-care, self-unplugging.
Yeah, a couple hours. And I'm not even saying daily, just a couple hours just to be okay. I'm free.
Can I pop in here? Like, so of the 4 tendencies, this is Gretchen Rubin's work. She's a cool chick. The obliger is great. Good positive aspects are reliable, responsible, easy to get along with. Some of the downfalls is they don't follow through with their own goals, so they definitely don't prioritize themselves, which ends up leading to overwork and burnout. So I wanted to ask you this. Do you sometimes find at night like that you procrastinate going to bed because it's like the only time you have to yourself?
Not at all. I do not procrastinate going to bed because I need to. That is another self-obliger. I need to get that 8 hours, so I'm very prepared for the next day and healthy, because that 8 hours is a recharge time that is necessary.
Okay. Do you feel like you're an obliger? I mean, this is all how we tend to comply. Okay, you do. All of that resonates with you.
All of that, and Rob was sitting there looking as you described that. He was looking dead at me, going, "Yes, that is you to a T."
Okay, well let's call Rob's number. What do you think he is? He's an upholder, a rebel, a questionnaire.
Oh, I'm an obliger, 100%.
No.
Oh yeah.
No, I don't think you're an obliger, sir. I think you're an upholder.
I took all the questionnaire. I did the same thing.
You did the same questionnaire, yes.
And it came out as an obliger, and it is like, holy crap, okay, it makes sense. All the aspects of being a perfectionist, which I didn't understand, doing what I was doing was actually trying to be perfect, was trying to ensure that mostly my boss, because I don't have a significant other. I have a child, but he doesn't really hold me up to a high standard. He just looks at me like I'm his dad or whatever.
No, hold on. Your child holds you up to a godlike standard.
Well, he does. He does. But definitely obligers is what resonated the most with me. That's what checked all the boxes, and reading the description. So I was like, oh my God, okay. Mm-hmm. I kind of understand a little bit more, more so work. Now, home life was completely different, and I definitely feel I have two different lives. I really do. I feel like Bruce Wayne and Batman, two different lives, two different people.
I'm Rob Man.
Where, I am this way at work, but I'm a completely different way at home.
Can confirm, I've seen it.
So it's really...
You bite your tongue a lot at work.
I bite my tongue a lot at home also, but I remember I have a 9-year-old, so...
Say hi, you son of a bitch.
Oh, he was 2 at the time. 3. But yeah, I definitely feel like, hell, maybe it's even multiple personalities. I don't know.
So you're saying you might have DID?
I might.
Oh, boy.
Not really, but, so it could feel, for sure.
Reasons I love you, Rob.
Number 900.
You guys have such a bromance. You really do.
It's true.
Feel like we should analyze your bromance.
Okay, go ahead.
It is. Well, for people who don't feel comfortable being vulnerable, you have a lot of intimacy between you, right?
We do.
There's a lot. Yeah.
There's a lot of trust.
And there's an actual equation. Yeah, I was just going to, perfect. I was just going to say there's an equation to trust.
Yep.
And you guys have the components of that.
For
You want to
sure.
hear the equation?
We respect each other's opinions. Like, I'll fuck off, Hammer. He doesn't get pissed off at me when I say something to him. You know, it's something that he said, that Hammer said to me on Saturday was, what the hell? You complimented me on my forwardness, how I'm able to speak my mind. And he says he wish he could do that, and I wish that I could be a little bit more passive aggressive with the things that I say, and instead of coming straight out and sometimes hurting feelings, sometimes not. It's just whatever. So that trust, that respect that we have for each other's opinions, we get it. And I think a lot more people do. They just don't understand that trust. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. The dynamic really is weird. But it's cool.
It is cool. It's beautiful. I mean, so I see out there this whole list of things. It's like an equation, and you guys definitely have it. So there's trustworthiness or trust in a relationship. It's an addition of a few things. It's credibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's your honesty, the words that you speak to each other and also about each other, plus reliability. You keep your promises. You guys you can count on each other.
Rob, not so much. He's ghosting. He's famous for ghosting.
I am.
Really?
I
calling you out, buddy.
Well, no. I agree 100%. I ghost for sure, especially when I'm going through shit in my life
or shit in your head.
I don't let really anybody in on it. I just deal with it on my own and figure it out. It might take a couple months. It might take a couple hours.
Or may
a couple
take
days.
a couple texts from an anonymous source that came anonymously saying, "Hey, I respect you. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be where I'm at."
Yeah. You know,
asshole.
So yeah, I do ghost.
That's a protective mechanism, and we're going to have a room on that, a clubhouse room on attachment.
And you're going to be on stage, Rob.
Yeah, we'll ask you to demonstrate. Okay, so trust. You got credibility, right? It's your words you speak, your honesty, plus your reliability, like how you keep your promises, your actions, plus your intimacy, so you feel safe talking about difficult agendas. And all of that, that's the denominator underneath all that is self-orientation. So caring, the orientation that you trust that each other has caring is oriented towards the best interests of the other. So that's what equals trust in a relationship. Yeah, what do you think?
I feel, that we have already accidentally set this establishment up in the rules.
For sure.
Rule 1, say what you own what you say.
But there's only a very few people that do those types of things.
I understand that.
With our circle. And that's the thing. Like,
well, that's why Rule 6 exists. Fuck your fee-fees.
Yeah,
we're going to hold you accountable, and here's how. Fuck your feelings aside.
Right.
It's essentially a check yourself.
That. Wait,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
That. I don't know. I'm just asking. Could you clarify what that means?
Which part?
Fuck your feelings. What do you mean by that?
We are an abrasive group, and if we have learned with each other through several occasions, if we sugarcoat it, the message is not received. Especially with some of our more stubborn individuals. I'm looking right at you, Rob.
I'm not that stubborn. Okay, shut up.
Huh, hockey player? What's that hockey god?
Shut up.
So, we want to. Rule 6 is basically screw your feelings. We're going to talk to you, not at you. It's real talk. Put your feelings aside. Put yourself aside. Hear us. If you receive us, that's your choice. But we're going to speak as if feelings don't matter in this case. And we do acknowledge that feelings do matter, and it's going to hurt. But fuck that. Here's the message we need to convey in certain cases.
Yeah.
Sounds like love to me. I hear love.
Well, it is
essentially why we created all those rules. I mean, it's checks and balances. You're here. you're going to be a part of this quote unquote extended family.
It is an extended family, and that's the thing. And I don't know if it's a military thing or if it's just the way that we were raised. Like I
call it trial and error.
Well, for sure. I have two siblings. I have a younger brother and an older brother. I'm not even close to my younger brother. My older brother, I try to be as close as possible. But, you know, he lives in the UK, so it's a different dynamic. We text all the time, but my closest friends are like my brothers, like true brothers. Like I would take a bullet or kill for you if I needed to. That's how I feel about the people that are closest to my circle. So, and I know that's conveyed from Gary to other of our closest circle of friends too. Well, your family, that's it. You know, end of story. You know, you're not going to get away. Not get away.
Yeah.
Kind of sounded like a little bit of a Buffalo Bill.
I was going to say, does this chloroform smell like a rag to you?
Yeah, right. You're not going to be safe from us telling you how we're seeing your acting, your actions. If we see that they're hurting you, we're going to say straight out, like, hey, you're drinking too much, or you're doing this, or you're doing that, and you need to stop. And if you can't stop and you need help, then we're here to help you, but you need to stop doing these things because you're hurting yourself and hurting others around you.
It sounds like you've had those conversations.
We have.
Yeah,
many times with many people.
Yeah, there's one friend, unfortunately, that we've had that conversation with. I've had that conversation multiple times with my ex-wife. So I'm very well versed in those. But yeah, you know,
and I had to do it paternally.
Yeah.
I've had to do it also. I've had to do it with a lot of people. Who am I kidding? I've had to. It's almost commonplace.
Yeah. Yeah, where some people are, you know, I say fortunately and unfortunately, you know, we've said them to people about the relationships they're in with somebody. It's, hey, you know, you're stupid. You shouldn't be doing this with this person, you know, whatever. Or sometimes it's after the fact.
I know what's going on in your head. I think I know what's going on in your head. I want to hear it from you. What was that? That kind of talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's just, our friends are their family, plain and simple.
Yeah. And God, yes.
I mean, come on. We had a Friendsgiving here.
How many times now?
Yeah. You know.
Now we call it Bad Habits Network Barbecue.
Saturday night.
Like an amazing place to get in friendship. I do have a friendship like that where we can speak that uncomfortable truth to each other. And that's like the best. It really is. It really, really is. You know, I just wanted to point that out. Okay. Where are we going now?
Where are we going?
We know Nina is at this place in her life. How did Nina get to this place in her life? What got you onto this path of resilience mastery? I'm very curious on how you got your start.
Well, I was born in New York City.
Mm-hmm.
And I was really born and raised in an environment to be basically come out as a very anxious, critical person. And it worked pretty well. I was kind of raised that way. It worked super well, except I was very miserable. I grew up like in just a highly competitive environment. Everybody had doctorate degrees, and it was all about accomplishments, and everything was questioned, and everything was fake, uncomfortable, and lots of anxiety and misery and criticism. And so I just feel like I got expert in that. How was I enjoying my life with that? Not so much at all. Not so much at all. And I was really into health. Good. I thought that was cool stuff. I realized pretty young I did not want to work with people who were sick or ill or injured, but I wanted to work on the preventative end. My sister and brother went on the other side, working with people sick, ill, or injured, and I went on the preventative side and started doing health promotion stuff, working. I got a degree in all of that, and I started out as a dancer, and then
Hey.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I got to go way back to that. Okay. Sorry.
No, you're fine. We all have to pay for college somehow.
No.
Oh,
yeah,
not that kind of dancer?
My
Sorry.
mind went to Independence Day.
Independence Day.
No, but
Aw.
in a tasteful way.
Yes,
kind
okay.
of, I guess. But, I mean, I danced in bikinis behind singers, kind of in like Atlantic City type of stuff.
Oh, okay.
But more of it, mostly it was kind of more like artistic-y dance, and I taught dance and all that. So anyway, went on to kind of be just really always interested in health and fitness and super interested in health promotion, did all that, and was very discouraged by that entire field because what's the use of helping someone stop smoking and then they're just a miserable non-smoking person as opposed to a miserable smoking person? Like, seriously, it was sort of like, and all that for what? It was not equaling life satisfaction or fulfillment or even enjoying life. I got really disillusioned with all that. Had kids, had a interesting situation with marriage and divorce. Interesting. I like that. Put it that way. And was delivering newspapers and
At what age?
Using my degree.
Wait, hold on. You're trying to get your degree delivering newspapers.
Well, I was, at the point where I was a single mom and just doing whatever I could to get by.
Yes.
And also spend time with my kids. And interesting is that I actually had to pay child support to their father because he asked for it. And the court said, well, she's got a master's degree. He has no college degree. Therefore, she can make more money. So she should be paying him more money. Anyway,
that sounds like our state.
It's really good laws around here. Anyway,
yes, indeed.
Psychology. Onto positive psychology. Somebody told me about it. I thought it was kind of hokey, and then my best friend said, "I'm doing this training. Why don't you do it?" I did it just so I could be with her every weekend because it was every weekend for like 9 months. Super, super cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually really enjoyed it. It was like that was the missing piece in all of this. The missing piece was the psychological piece, working with the mind that's just can get in the way of us enjoying anything in life. So whatever our physical health, our environment, our relationships with people, all of that is just stuff if you're not able to enjoy it or experience it fully. So this psychological stuff really put it all together for me, helped me personally. It still helps me personally all the time. I find it fascinating. I always say, work with your mind. Otherwise, it's going to work you over. So that's kind of how I got in the positive psychology stuff and been doing it in corporations, which works really well for me. And so, and also like I do coaching and group coaching. I don't know why everyone's a coach these days, but so be it. What is with that? Why does everyone want to be a coach? I don't understand it. I enjoy it, but I wouldn't say like that's a goal for everyone to be a coach. I don't get it. I don't. So that's my story, pretty much. Part of it, one side of it, anyway.
What's the other side then? So you explained how you got into the positive aspect of it. So what's the other side?
What, like the negative aspect?
Yeah, the negative aspect.
I think we all have a negative story. I mean,
the shadow self.
Something has definitely shaped all of us into who we are today. Whether it's
they call
bad.
They call that trauma.
Well, yeah, it's trauma, but.
All kidding aside, I apologize, Rob.
I've got nothing for the trauma portion of it.
No, you got a lot of trauma.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Joking aside.
No, yes, joke. I mean, I don't know.
Are you uncomfortable?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Actually, I was just gonna.
I understand. You need to do the yoga mid-show stretch.
But can you guide us in? Can you guide us in the mid-show stretch so we can join you?
I think we all should at this moment just reach for the sky. and interweave our fingers above our head, palms down, and then kind of just stretch them out and point them up to the sky, and always, always, always reach for the sky with the trunk of your back, meaning if you're sitting down, just arch your back a little bit to the backwards area from the bottom. Just imagine each and every vertebrae just really lining back up, and just give it a really good full stretch. Feel it in your obliques, feel it in your lats, and just kind of wiggle a little bit around with your palms facing to the sky, arms fully stretched up, and then really deep breath, relax, and bring it all back down to your resting position or your normal sitting position. Mid-show stretch. A little bit late because I don't know when the mid-show is at this point.
That felt good. Thanks.
Some of us like to do a little dance while we're sitting down. I like to do the stretch while we're sitting down to loosen up a bit.
I really like to dance. I have to say that's one thing I will say about myself. I'm willing to dance anytime, anywhere.
So, dumb question, back to the dancing aspect. I'm actually very fascinated about, Rob, I'm not being facetious. I am fascinated because mainly I was wondering if you were classically trained, or was it ballet, or was it like, all I know how to do really is two-step. And for a guy in Missouri, if you're a guy in Missouri, if any of our fans are listening listening to this in their blanket fort, learn how to two-step. That's all I got to say, guys. Learn how to two-step.
Don't judge me, my blanket fort.
That's what you took away. I'm sitting here telling guys to learn how to dance. It's a key way. No, so Nina, what styles of dance are you very affectionate with? Freeform or like ballet, or just saying?
Yeah. Wait, what kind of dance am I affectionate with?
Okay, never mind.
Okay.
Never mind. Wrong terminology.
I am fascinated. How fascinating! Here, that's a real-time resilience skill. Just to pause and say, how fascinating. So I'm going to say that. How fascinating. Affectionate.
Well then.
Ah, shoot.
Yes. Well then. Yes. Well then, shoot. Yeah. I actually, jazz and modern dance, kind of, the esoteric-y stuff. But jazz, like I said, I did dance behind singers. I did that kind of stuff like that you see in Atlantic City or Broadway kind of thing. I did do that. But, and freeform, that's kind of what I do now, just sort of more expressive type of dance. It's just really, really therapeutic. I actually lead workshops on that now. Just, yeah.
Wow. In my mind, for some reason, I always pictured, because Atlantic City, that area, I was thinking Rockettes. That was what my mind was thinking.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't one of those. I wasn't a Rockettes. They're in Broadway, but that's, only a couple hours from Atlantic City. Maybe 2.5, 3. Not too far. They're pretty boring, the Rockettes. I have seen them, but I do appreciate what they do, and that it's an important tradition for New York and the holidays. I do appreciate that.
I have not seen the Rockettes, and I've just...
My mother was all about them.
Really?
Growing up, my mother was all about them. That's how I know.
Oh, okay. Very, very...
As well as all the old Johnny Carson bits.
Yeah.
What? I'm a fan of comedy. It stemmed off into a bevy of things to learn.
No. I get that. I just... I'm sorry. I'm giggling about something just happened here where there was a doll and one of the children decided to use magic marker all over the doll. And they came down half the stairs and put it over the banister and was wiggling it, saying stuff. I'm sorry. I got distracted by that.
That sounds like an important moment to document. Get your camera out.
Oh, it was great. I'm sorry.
It was not great.
It was. Dude, I'm sorry, man, but it was... I don't know.
That's a father education experience I got to teach later. I gotta have a talk with those two now.
But it was great. It was too funny. I'm sorry.
It was distracting, I admit.
distracting. Funny. Very funny. But
Yes.
yeah.
So at this time, guys, again, I'm. It's hard to recover on that one. So Nina's website, once again, is resilience-mastery.com. From that page, you can book a lot of her resilience courses.
For sure. And I'm have to look at it a little bit more. I did some more research. I know I have it. I've got it. Actually, I have it saved and bookmarked. Are we still on here? By chance?
Yeah.
Okay. No, just wanted to make sure because last week we had some technical difficulties where we'd get booted off and then we'd have to relog in and all that fun stuff. But guys, I have to get going. I have to pick up a friend from the airport. Keep on chatting.
Oh yeah, we're gonna let's see, what minute mark are we at? Okay, 140. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys keep
But
chatting.
why have I not heard about from the squid? The squid.
The
You
squid.
know, I know about the Kraken. You talked about the Kraken.
Oh, release the
know
Kraken.
I know what
Pirates.
that is.
Yes.
I know what that is.
Hell yes.
No, that wasn't Pirates of the
Well,
Caribbean.
that's where I heard it originally. Was
Oh,
Release
okay.
the Kraken.
Okay, no, the soundbite was from it was Liam Neeson.
Yes.
It was a soundbite from the actor Liam Neeson.
Yes. Yeah. All right, guys. I have to take off, but it was Nina. Always amazing. I look forward to Wednesday evenings with you.
In Clubhouse.
In Clubhouse. Let's be specific. In Clubhouse. Yeah, thank you for joining us today. I know Gary's going to keep this going, and I will try to pop in when I can while I'm driving. But other than that, guys, thank you for listening, and y'all have a good night.
Yep.
Thank you, Rob.
So, also, Nina, I'm gonna wrap up the recording aspect of it, and again, guys, that is resilience-mastery.com. If you even Google the words resilience mastery, Nina shows up right away. It's like the Webster's Dictionary. Look up resilience mastery, you'll see Nina's face. It's awesome. I recommend this. 5 stars. Totally go check it out. Nina, any parting words for the show?
No, just have fun. Have fun in life. Ride the squid, and go on with it. What else can I say?